Is it still fun for you? You've written a lot of books now. You've got quite a body of work.
It
is it still, do you still sit down at the computer every morning with a little, not spring in your step because you got your butt in the chair, but are you still fired up?
I am, but I've noticed over the years that if I'm not fired up, if I'm not having fun, it's time to stop writing that book. And I've done that at least 3 times in my life. If I'm not having fun, if I'm not excited about getting up in the morning, it's not going to be interesting for my readers. And that means it's time to try something else.
And if I remember correctly, in at least one instance, maybe more, you finished a novel, you finished a manuscript, and then didn't like it, and it has never seen the light of day.
Right, and I think that manuscript we're talking about goes back to a novel I wrote about the Armenian genocide in 1915. It was a terrible book. It was a train wreck. Interestingly enough, though, not the next book I have coming out, which is The Night Strangers in October of this year, but the book after that is once again an attempt to explore the Armenian genocide of 1915.
How do you even begin to tackle such an immense subject?
With people. I focus on a character, and in this case, the 2 principal characters I'm beginning with are a Mount Holyoke graduate, class of 1915, who goes with her philanthropist father, a Boston Brahmin, to Aleppo, Syria, to try to be part of the Friends of Armenia, an actual Boston-based organization in 1915 that was trying to bring aid to the Armenian deportees in the Syrian desert. And opposite her is an Armenian engineer on the Berlin to Baghdad railway who is now in Syria and is trying to decide what to do with his life since he survived the deportations, believes he's a widower, and is filled with unbelievable rage.
Have you been to Armenia?
I haven't. I'm going this spring.
But you already have begun writing about it, even though you haven't been there.
I have. I'm about 200 pages into the manuscript. And I know that once I go to Syria, Turkey, and Armenia, those pages will change immeasurably and be improved drastically.
What's the book that's coming out next about?
The next book is about my 2 current passions: commercial aviation disasters and witchcraft. It begins literally in Lake Champlain when a 70-seat CRJ tries to perform a Sully-Sullenberger Airbus in the Hudson and fails. The plane pitch poles, and 3/4 of the passengers die on impact or drown, but not the pilot.
So it's about what the pilot then goes through in terms of guilt and other feelings and emotions.
Yeah, pretty much. And that book arrives in October, and it's called The Night Strangers.